Hello there, and welcome to the Retirement Step-by-Step video library. This lesson is devoted to being tax-wise during retirement by understanding how Social Security benefits are taxed. This is an important topic because some people are surprised to find that 85% of benefits are taxable. For others, these taxes are far less, and some pay no taxes at all on their benefits. The reason isn't solely based on the amount of income a person has, it is also due to the source of that income. One way to look at it is that all sources of retirement income might be placed in the categories of either being friendly or unfriendly when it comes to its impact on the degree to which Social Security benefits will be taxed. Unfriendly sources can cause the taxable portion of benefits to go up, while friendly sources can cause it to go down. Think of all of a person's retirement income as going into a bucket. Once the total income exceeds certain thresholds, a greater portion of Social Security benefits become taxable. For married people who file joint tax returns, the first threshold is $32,000, and the second is $44,000. These thresholds are less for those who file individual returns. When combined income is under this first threshold, none of a person's Social Security is taxed. But when it is between these two thresholds, you may have to pay income taxes on up to 50% of your Social Security. And when combined income is over the top threshold, up to 85% of your Social Security may become taxable. Again, an important key is that some sources of income might be considered as being more friendly when it comes to reducing the taxable portion of benefits. One example is the income a person receives from Social Security itself. It is appropriate to place this income source in the friendly category, because for tax purposes, of the total dollar amount of the benefits you receive, only half of those dollars go into this bucket. This means that if your annual Social Security benefit is $22,000, only $11,000 of that total goes into the bucket to determine where you are relative to these thresholds. Compare this to withdrawals from, say, a tax-deferred 401k plan, traditional IRA, or pension, to name just a few possible sources. 100% of the amount from any of these sources is added to this bucket. So if there was $11,000 in the bucket from Social Security, and the only other source of retirement income was a $20,000 withdrawal from a traditional IRA, the total in the bucket is $31,000. This would place those who file a joint return under the first threshold. As such, none of their Social Security benefit would be taxable. However, if the traditional IRA withdrawal that year was instead $35,000, when added to the $11,000 from Social Security, the total exceeds the top threshold, and because of this, up to 85% of the benefit would now be taxable. A much friendlier source of income with regards to its impact on Social Security taxation would be qualified distributions from a Roth IRA. Very friendly indeed, because none of this money goes into this bucket. Taking the prior example, with $11,000 in the bucket coming from Social Security, but replace the source of the $35,000 withdrawal so that it now comes as a qualified distribution from a Roth IRA, and the total does not reach even the first threshold for Social Security taxation. This means that none of the $22,000 Social Security benefit is taxable, and none of the $35,000 Roth IRA withdrawal is taxable as well. This illustrates the potential benefit of being tax diversified. Instead of structuring retirement where you only have two sources of income, Social Security and withdrawals from a traditional IRA or 401k, also having a third source of perhaps a Roth IRA could prove to be an advantage. For example, consider a situation where the goal is to have a total annual retirement income of $65,000. With $22,000 annual income from Social Security, an additional $43,000 needs to come from some source or sources in order to achieve that total income goal. If the entire $43,000 were to come from a traditional IRA, the total would exceed the top Social Security tax threshold. And again, this would mean that up to 85% of the Social Security could be included as taxable income. However, if the withdrawal from the traditional IRA was limited to $32,000, when added to the $11,000 from Social Security, the total would be just under the top threshold. As such, the maximum taxable Social Security would reduce from 85% down to just 50%. Depending on the specific circumstances, this could represent a significant reduction in the taxes paid on the Social Security benefit. A qualified distribution from a Roth IRA could then be used to bring the total income up to the $65,000 goal, without increasing the taxable portion of Social Security. People who have only used the traditional IRAs, 401k, or some other tax-deferred, defined contribution retirement plan might want to consider strategies for either diverting or converting some of that money to a Roth IRA. If you feel that you may not be adequately tax diversified, you might want to discuss this with your professional tax advisor. That's it for this lesson. Check out the other lessons in the Retirement Step-by-Step video library, dealing with an entire range of subjects to help you better focus on achieving your retirement objectives. Thanks for watching. See you in another lesson.